If you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking about starting a new business, you're thinking about how do I fund this thing? And one of the most popular ways that's growing very quickly is crowdfunding. By 2025, it's expected that crowdfunding will raise $96 billion in funds for startups and other purposes. So we need to understand crowdfunding, and is it right for you? There are 4 kinds of crowdfunding websites. The first one is basically debt, and that is people contribute in exchange for payments from you based upon the fact that you're going to make money in the future. Examples of that are Fund Here, Crowd.O, Moolah Sense. These are all ones where the investor will put money in, but they expect a regular and routine payback. The second type of GoFundMe site is equity-based, and that is they want a piece of your business because they think it's going to make some money. So if you look at things like Angels List or Fundle or Seeders, those are companies where they will have a stake in your business, a small stake probably, but a stake in your business. And if you're successful, that's where they're going to get a disproportionate return. So you get the advantage of early funding, they get the advantage of, if you're successful, they'll get more money. The third type is where there's rewards, and then there's rewards for investing in your company that are not necessarily equity or payments. It could be things like Kickstarter, Indigo, or Lee. That's where you get some type of reward or special treatment because you contributed early on. It might be you get the product when it first comes out, or it could be that you get some type of special treatment as a client or customer. The last one is just philanthropy, and that is there are sites that are just donation. They're charitable by nature. So Friendfund, Indigo also falls in this category. You're Caring. Those are all sites where you donate, and you don't necessarily expect a return as the investor. You just hope they succeed and do something good for the world. So what should we watch out for if we're a business and we're looking at crowdfunding as a source of our startup money? The first thing is don't screw up with the money. A cautionary tale is Doug Monahan of iBackpack. The idea of iBackpack was really quite interesting. The backpack has Wi-Fi in it, it has batteries, it has all kinds of things. Very cool. People invested in this. The problem is that he wasn't spending the money on developing or manufacturing iBackpack. Instead, he was spending it on his personal life. In addition to that, he was just plain obnoxious and rude to the people that invested in him and wanted to know what was happening. He got invested by the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. They fined him $800,000, prohibited him from using any type of crowdfunding for 20 years. And for those 20 years, he also has to report all of his finances to the FTC, so they make sure he's not doing something again. So if you use crowdfunding, pick the right platform for what you're trying to do, whether it's equity or investment or donations or rewards. Be careful to use the money wisely and to keep track of it properly. And then hopefully you'll get enough money and you can launch your product, and the investors and you will benefit.